Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's Encounters from New York. This program is presented every Tuesday at 7 p.m. New York time. My name is Mark Beecher, and I'll be your host tonight. Our special guest tonight is Mr. Alex Martin B. Alex is the author of Healing Journeys. Alex is an energy practitioner and quantum healer based in Spain at this time. Tonight's topic will be the path home, healing and purpose through higher self-guidance. So welcome, Alex, and introduce yourself a little bit to us.
Good day, Mark. Thank you for having me. And I would like to tell your listeners that I'm here to assist everybody to understand more about your higher self, your connections with your higher self, because through this knowledge and this practice, you have perfect guidance during the human lifetime. When you have good connection, it will help you a lot. So I am assisting people through teaching and also through soul journeys or quantum healing to experience that they have higher self, that it's real. And they can every day expand this connection and have perfect guidance.
Okay. And how do we start to accomplish this guidance? What introductions do we have to these worlds, these energies? There's amazing powers to be drawn upon. So what is the process?
So first, a little bit of background, context. The context is that everybody and everything has a vibration. Low vibration, middle vibration, high vibration. So you, me, everything that's created can have low vibration. That means it's negative, destructive, in darkness. If something has high vibration, it liberates, expands, and have clarity. So we as humans, most of humans on this planet, unfortunately, are in the low vibration. This is such planet of low vibration. So we come here, we are born, and we usually are born in the family with low vibration belief systems, low vibration activities, and how they behave is all negative, destructive. And it's our responsibility as every person during the human life to raise our vibration. So we are higher and higher, and we have access to our higher self more clearly. When a person is in low vibration, usually there are blockages in the chakras. Chakras are not working as it should. The aura, the protective field is not working correctly. And such people are confused. And it's very difficult to find a process or a way or even have interest in raising the vibration. Such people are not interested in raising vibrations. But your listeners that are interested in, expanding the consciousness about the, knowledge, spiritual knowledge, they want to increase their vibration. And there are many ways to do it. I will not say that there is only one way. This is not true, that there is only one way. What I suggest is to spend more time being by yourself in calmness, in being quiet, being in the moment, in nature if possible, and you will have more and more downloads or epiphanies or aha moments when you are in quiet moments. Before I continue, I would like to also say that what I am telling you today is based on hundreds and hundreds of sessions that I did, quantum healing sessions, during which we are actually doing past life regression, astral travel, and also speaking with the higher self. The higher self is a real entity of every person, the total soul. And what I'm telling you today is based on all this knowledge that I received through hundreds and hundreds of people around the world, from higher selves of these people. So it's experiential. It's not from the books, it's not from the ancient texts or speculation. It's actually what happened. And it's real because the transformation of people happened. They could have cancer, they could have depression, they could have irrational things happening in their life, and everything was cleared after the session. So it's a real transformative process. So I would like everybody to trust themselves. They can do it. Everybody that is listening, you can do it. You need to trust yourself. You are a powerful being that chose to have this very limiting human experience in amnesia, who you are, because you wanted to grow rapidly as a soul. And you can come back to your knowledge, to your memory, who you really are, and what are your abilities, what is your mission and purpose. This is the important thing. So one thing is contemplation, meditation, quieting the mind, being in the nature. It will help you to connect within to the total soul that you are.
Okay. The higher self, is that from the spiritual realm, or is that actually our soul from the spiritual realm? Our existence here on earth, are we in communication with our higher soul? And is that the guidance you're talking about?
Okay, so higher self is a total soul that we are part of. So for example, in my case, I am a 4%. My higher self showed me that I am 4% of my total soul in the human body. The rest of me is the higher self. And this higher self is always wanting to help us in this simulation, in this game, in this school. By intuition, we have access to higher self through intuition, in the heart, not through thinking, but in the heart, the feelings. Does it feel right or doesn't feel right? So my higher self and higher self of people describe themselves as that they are connected with the source of everything all the time. They are outside of 3D, outside of time and space. They are in the higher, very, original dimension. So they are basically all-knowing. But we came here for a specific purpose, to learn, to have challenges, to grow, to become wiser through experiences, difficult experiences. So they cannot infringe or sabotage our learning process. But they are still helping as much as they can by guiding us if we choose to listen. And in my sessions and in the life, a lot of people had very difficult experiences with, let's say, narcissistic partners, narcissistic abusive parents. And in case of narcissistic partners, for example, all of them told me that, yeah, I had bad feeling about the person at the beginning, But the person, the narcissistic, abusive person, my mind was thinking, oh, he's so funny, or she's so beautiful, or he is so loving me so much, love bombing. But they had in their heart, the higher self was telling them, it's not right, it's not good for you. And they didn't listen. So, this is our lesson, to listen, to learn to listen to the heart, to the feelings of the higher self instead to the mind. And our learning process will be more pleasant.
So, okay. So our experiences should lead us. Okay, if we experience these traumas and whatever effects we have in our lives, our tuition should start to lead us in a better direction.
Yes. For example, we know people experience that in the session. It was, for them, was like first-hand experience. Many of them experienced the memory that they chose their difficult parents, difficult families in the light. Before they were incarnated, they remembered that I chose this because I wanted to, for example, learn how to forgive, how to let go. And I wanted to have this difficult mother that was torturing me physically. So then, when I grow up, I can have this lesson or exam to let difficult feelings to her go, forgive her, and grow in this way. So really, it's all about lessons and growing. This whole human experience is all about lessons, growing, doing our purpose, and everything else is just decoration to have it.
Okay. So when you're dealing with your clients, do you go through one or two or three sessions, or do you have repeated sessions? Is there sort of an understanding that they develop to say, okay, we now have more of a life purpose. We know how more to analyze our situations, or do they need a more constant support system?
Mm-hmm. Higher self wants to empower people. I see it all the time. And usually the session is so profound, so powerful and transformative that one session is enough. And actually, many times, the higher self revealed that it was pre-planned. Before the person was born, it was pre-planned that they will have a session in a specific time, that they are ready for another level of spiritual awareness. So it was like, the session is actually activating, awakening deeper into the reality. And interesting thing is that whenever I speak with the higher selves, we have conversation during the session, the person is channeling their total soul. All of them are telling the same terminology. They are all, no matter who I work with, the higher self is describing the same reality, no matter what is the human part. The same terminology, the same words used, what happens, there is no contradictions. And I always ask them, the higher self, why you arrange the session for the person. And they say something in the lines of, for example, he needed reassurance that he's on the right path, or she needed healing from this, let's say, spirit attachments, or he needed to awake and activate his healing abilities. It's always something. The higher self always says that we arrange the session. And the human part has free will, and the human part needs to agree. So this is how it works. When the human made enough progress, or it was divine time to have a session, the higher self arranges everything. And the human thinks that, oh, I chose the session, or I found this guy on the internet. But really, it's divine timing, divine arrangement. And what higher self is saying, healing, doing during the session is about empowerment, that the higher self not only cleanses and heals the past that is blocking, but also telling the person about the purpose, the mission, the lessons that the person needs to do, the person wanted to do, that forgot, and also about the abilities, superpowers, and they also suggest the homework, like a process, specific process for every person is different process, how to progress, how to expand after the session. So you don't have, you don't need another session, you don't need other people really. You need only to practice what your higher self suggested for you. And for different people, it's different technique. For example, if somebody is have more affinity with water, let's say, the higher self would suggest meditate with the sound of water, for example. If somebody has more affinity with fire, the higher self would suggest meditate on the flame. If somebody has more affinity to moving, they are more like a sporty type, the higher self would say meditate while walking or running. So there is, like the human mind wants simple answers. That, oh, one rule for everybody. But really, everybody is very unique. You, me, every person listening to this has unique history and it's a unique energy. So your higher self knows the best for you how to progress, how to achieve your full potential and become happy.
Excuse me. You've studied many techniques. Is this the refinement of many techniques that you use now, or is this the ultimate technique that you've found in your studies?
There is never ultimate. It's never ending learning process. It's like infinite. Well, a little bit about my background is that when I was 18, it was 30 years ago. I am now 48. My body is 48. I started doing meditation and going into the ashram, in Indian ancient method of bhakti yoga, and practicing it for 30 years, teaching meditations, traveling, through Europe to different countries, teaching groups of people the meditation, practicing myself. And during all these years, I was doing also remote viewing. I was doing psychic work and healing, also energy healing, pranic healing from India using Ayurveda. So when I'm looking back and knowing now the higher self guided me through all of this, it was like step by step, like I was walking on the staircase up, and it's never ending, this staircase. I am here doing this in this time, but in 5 years I could be doing something more expanded. For now, it is most appropriate what I can do. And, people come to me after trying many different things. They try ayahuasca, they try holistic, allopathic medicine with their problems. And many of these approaches only deal with the symptoms. They want to get rid of the symptoms. Let's say I had this lady from Switzerland. and she had problem with the kidneys, 12 years, and nothing worked because the kidneys were not the problem. Real problem was energetical and spiritual. In her case, it was a past life trauma. The king cut her leg for being not following the rules. She was a woman. And then there was a negative entity incursion or attachment to this trauma. And then from this lifetime, there was a negative programming from the grandma that you don't deserve anything, you are nothing. So she had altogether, these three things created a knot, like on the rope, you have a knot. That she believed I don't deserve to be healthy. Unconsciously, subconsciously. And higher self expertly, step by step, undid this knot. So we started with past life, then we removed the negative energy attachment, and then we healed removed the negative programming from this life, and the body could heal. So this is the example how we work.
I guess basically we start our lives with low vibration. And when does it come about that we start questioning our existence? How young of a person would you suggest starts questioning their existence and starts reaching out to change their life path?
Depends on the person. There are no general rule. Now, when the Earth is in the process of ascension now, more and more high vibration souls are coming and being born, like volunteers, waves of volunteers that Dolores Cannon discovered through speaking with the higher selves. It is true. And now we see that boy of 5 years old, somewhere on the video, is teaching his mom about universal truths. It happened also in the past, but it was very rare. Now it's more and more common. So we can divide it into two categories. One category is the soul that is extraterrestrial, that comes to help in the ascension of the Earth, and is being born here in this alien planet for them, very low vibration planet. And the second category are souls that are here on this planet for thousands and 10,000s of years, like homies on the Earth. And they, through all these thousands and thousands of years, accumulated a lot of low vibration energy attached to them. You can imagine, because everybody is, in essence, everybody of us is pure, in essence. Pure spark of God, spark of love and light. But when we come here and we have trauma after trauma, suffering after suffering, events happen that makes us sad, angry, and so on. These energies are like built up, like a tar, sludge, mud on us. You can imagine like layers and layers, like onion, of low vibration energies that we hold on through lifetimes. So such soul that is long time here, of course, has a lot of these layers to work through, to release, to heal, remove, transform, transmute, and it's more difficult to work with that. And I had clients that remembered the time of Atlantis, they remember the time of Lemuria, they remember the time of before that, when there was no humans on this planet. They were reptilians. I had recently a session. Before humans, they were reptilians here. And the person remembered, I am here on this planet and we had a small city and then something happened. Geological movements destroyed the whole city. And it's my responsibility because we didn't do enough research. And so such stories come up from the memories of people. And consciously, the people are not interested in such things. This is the most funny thing, that the person comes because they have an unresolved problem with the body. Okay, they are not interested in UFO, in New Age, esoteric stuff. And in the session, they connect with the memories that are very hardcore, you know, extraterrestrial, mystical memories of past lives. So this is very interesting.
Is the vibration getting a little bit higher through our societies, through our history? I mean, toward our future, is the vibration getting just a little bit higher?
You can measure it. I don't know if you are aware of the research of Dr. David Hawkins, PhD, medical doctor. David Hawkins. He was a psychiatrist and spiritual teacher, mystic. And he actually developed a way to measure the vibration of everything. If you are on the high enough vibration and connected with the source, you can actually measure everything. And the humanity at large, right now, crossed into positive territory. For thousands and thousands of years, the total humanity's vibration was negative. 93% of humans' time history was in war. 93% was at war. So now we cross the fulcrum of this scale of Dr. Hawkins from 1 to 1000 logarithmic scale. If you allow me, I can show you the picture of this map of consciousness, if it's possible.
I'm not sure if Ernie has shared with you. You had a graph or something you wanted to show, correct?
Yeah, window of this. But if not possible, don't worry. It's not so important. Anybody can now research it. Actually, you can measure countries. Every country has different vibration. Every city, every person, every community, every book. So 1 to 200, if you measure it on this scale, if you use this map, this scale, from 1 to 200 is not true. It's negative, it's destructive. Anything created is destructive. Over 200 to 1000, which is the ultimate enlightenment, is true, but the vibration, okay, I am a co-host, so I can do it. I will show you, it's better with pictures. So I can share it. Share here. Share this window. Share. Okay. Everybody see the map of consciousness?
Yes.
All right. So do you see my cursor? Black arrow.
Yes, in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. So it's a lot to get in, a lot to process, but for now only focus on the numbers in the second column from 20 to 1000. So the humanity now is on this scale is 207, which is great news because we are now moving more and more into positivity. And so people who are under 200, they are not happy. The happiness and the peacefulness in your life is directly dependent on your consciousness level. So people under 200, they are not happy. It's always something missing out. They are victims, they are blaming everybody, and so on. Over 200, when you cross with your work, with your internal work, you cross over 200, you start to feel more calm, more happy in your life. And you start to hear your intuition more. And you start to have guidance. If you follow your intuition, you will be guided to go up to 1000, to ultimate enlightenment. So, do you have any questions about it?
No, generally I understand the concept, and just, it's a lot to look at in one moment, but
yeah.
But we can look at it, after the session. It's readily available, correct?
Yes, it's a public domain. So I will stop the sharing, and I am back. And I actually measured people before the session of quantum clarity hypnosis or quantum clarity soul journey, and after the session. And sometimes the jump is 40 points, where in one life, when you have normal life with family, not interested in spirituality, but just solid life where you are just doing your work, raising your family, and being a solid person. When you do this, you advance 5 points on this scale through whole lifetime. But during the session, the jump can be even 50 points. So 10 lifetimes worth during one session. And the person later, a lot of people after 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, share feedback with me. What happened? And they say it's like coming out of the dark room into the outside to the sunlight and nature. Like it's complete transformation. And this is higher self. Remember, this is the higher self credit. I am just a facilitator of connecting a human part into the total part, and the healing is done by higher self. I am just the voice in 3D, allowing this to happen, and finding things that blocking it. So for example, on the beginning of the session, we are scanning in the energetical way the whole body of the person before there is travel, soul travel. And we are finding a lot of different things. Many times people have implants of negative nature, different blockages that they created themselves as a protection against feelings, trauma, spirit attachments, and broken aura, broken chakras, and we need to heal it before the person can astral travel during the session and visit other times, other situations that needs to be healed. And people who doesn't know about it, they are practitioners. There are a lot of practitioners of past lives. There are a lot of quantum healers. And they don't do it. They don't know about this. And what happens is that the person starts to go into induction, relaxing, and then suddenly says, I don't see anything. I don't feel anything. It's dark or it's blank. And most people don't know what to do with that, most practitioners, because they don't know about implants, about spirit attachments, chakras, damaged chakras, and dark influence. And I actually tested it many times. That person that had this initial experience, I don't see nothing, I don't feel nothing, I am frustrated. We started to scan, and there was a lot of stuff blocking the energy flow in chakras, in meridian system, connecting with the source, connecting with the higher self. So there is a spiritual warfare going on that most people don't know about. It's in the shadows, and it's battle of darkness and light. And unknowingly, every person is part of it, if they are not aware. If they are aware, you can do something about it. You can protect yourself. You can choose to be in the light and be an instrument of the source.
Right. If it's not a natural question for you, then you help the subject to reach that question. I mean, if it's not a natural question for them about what they're looking for, what they need, you lead them in that direction.
As again, every person is different, every session is unique, but I see a common theme. Actually, you can see some of my sessions on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, and some people wanted to share their session for the world because there was a general, very useful wisdom from the higher self. So everybody can know about it. But in the common theme is, and one of the such session was from the man that was driving a truck in America, long haul truck, and he had just problem with the foot. Like every few months, the foot that was responsible for driving the truck was hurting him, and he couldn't drive. He couldn't do his job, so he went to the hospital. They gave him painkillers. They gave him something, and they released him after a week. And after a few months, it came back. So he started to look into alternative holistic medicine, and he found me. And, in the session, fireworks happened. It was revealed to him that it was higher self creating this problem. So he started to look into spirituality. And in the session, it was revealed to him that he's one of these volunteer souls. He came here with a special energy, emerald energy, it was called, and he was supposed to awaken, and he was not listening to intuition, so higher self had to do this pain in the leg, and he awakened eventually during the session. So he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know who he is, what is his mission. His mission is to heal and teach spirituality. And it was completely transformative for him. And he couldn't even, imagine that such revelation will happen. And of course, the problem with the leg disappeared after the session because it was not needed anymore. It was just a messenger. The pain was just messenger. Any pain, discomfort, problem you have is just a messenger. If you remove, it's like on the dashboard of the car. You have a blinking icon, light. Something is wrong with the engine, let's say. You need to stop. You need to look into the origin of this blinking light. But the most people, what they do, they just put like a covering on the blinking light. And it comes back even worse.
Now we come here with a purpose, and then we get disconnected from that purpose. We're living our lives and we've sort of forgotten why we came here. Is that, often something that you find?
Yes, before I answer, Ernie had a question. Did you notice it?
Yeah, it was about the scale, the vibration scale of Dr. Hawkins, and how do you
So
measure?
later we can address this question, but
Okay.
so we don't forget it. About the purpose. Um, Not every person purpose is like a galactic scale or cosmic scale, you know, like in the case of this truck driver. For many, they are baby souls, they are young souls. And for many, they are just learning very simple lessons, like have respect for life, don't take life of another. Learn the responsibility. When you have responsibility, pay attention. Such lessons. So the purpose of the baby soul that is unexperienced is just to come here and have these lessons going on. And I had such past regressions when the higher self took them to the beginning when they started incarnating on Earth. They had very simple lessons, and it was the purpose of their life to learn these lessons. And now after you come here, you agree that you will come with amnesia. This is the part of the challenge, that you need to be in this darkness of not remembering who you are to have these lessons. If you remember, there are other places, other planets, where you are incarnated, but you remember connection with the source, connection with the higher self, and the challenges are not so hard. So, even having a normal life, you know, like having, let's say, politics in the family, you know, like your brothers don't like you, bully you, you have problems with your mother-in-law, you know, you have to navigate this. This can be your purpose, just to learn how to put your boundaries with people so they will not take advantage of you. There are infinite variety of lessons. So the purpose doesn't have to be spiritual, you know, like esoteric. For many people, like you see around you, people who are in the matrix, they have very simple lives, very low vibration lives, but it's their purpose. It doesn't have to involve spirituality. But for those who are listening to this program, of course, your higher self gives you this feeling that it's interesting. You are passionate about these subjects. This indicates that you are having a higher calling from higher vibration purpose or mission. Otherwise, you would not be interested in it, like most of the humanity. So follow your passion, follow what brings you joy, and intend to connect with your higher self, your perfect guidance that knows all.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting question, and it's whatever that's, whatever stage of development we are at individually, then you're searching for the higher value, or you're, as you say, you're just a low vibration, and you just want to live out your life, basically, right? You have no challenges.
You have challenges, but they are different, and it's not bad. You know, like the mind likes to judge. Oh, low vibration is bad, but this is like judging that lower part of the wall is bad. The lower part is needed for the whole wall to stand, or lower temperature of the water, the ice, is bad. It's not bad, it's just needed for challenges. So everything is perfect in the creation. Only our mind that have, narrow thinking judges that something is wrong, something is like random, something is not as it should be. I assure you that everything is as it should be. Only our perception make it so that it's not perfect.
Do you have more and more people, clients reaching out to you? Is it sort of a developing field that people have become aware of?
I work 6 days a week. I have only Sunday free. I work with 15 people a day for last few years. Like in this field, more and more people are being awakened, through literature, social media. There is a TV station, Gaia, that only have such programs. So, and people are discouraged and frustrated with the government, with the medical field after COVID, like it's so obvious. It's all about money. The food system, the water system in America with fluoride, and all this history of government having all these experiments of people and population. Of course, you are wanting something higher vibration than this. And actually, this will be the medicine of the humanity. In 10, 20 years, the quantum healing will be the basic, the most popular medicine.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wish I wish it was coming sooner than that.
Well, it's here.
Yeah.
It's already here.
I know we have these discussions with Ernie, and these are the types of things that we should be discussing with children in school rather than waiting until they're adults in their 30s and 40s and 50s. A lot of these topics about we are soul people, we are, souls living a human existence. But we can get back to the one question Ernie had about measuring the vibration from Dr. Hawkins' scale.
Yes.
And how does that get measured?
So a lot of people think about like instruments or electronics, something like that. But actually, to measure consciousness level, you need consciousness. You can measure consciousness only through consciousness. And from quantum physics, we know that consciousness is only thing that matters. That consciousness is creating everything. So you can measure as a person, you can measure the level only when you are over the 200. When you are really concerned with the truth. No matter where the evidence will take you, even against your belief system or your programs, if you are willing to let go of your preconceived notions, no matter where it will lead, then you can start measuring. And there are different ways how to measure with your body, with your system. Because this is not only the body, we have also many different layers of energetical bodies. And we are always connected with the source. If there is always connection, there can be blockages, but even with blockages, you are always connected. So, Dr. Hawkins was using the muscle testing with another person. His wife or other people. The one person was holding the hands like this with blank mind. And when something was true, he said something that was true, the muscle system and the energy system of the human with the extended hand was strong. You couldn't press the arm down. But when you say something that is not true, the whole muscle system and energy system becomes weak for a few seconds. And then you can press the arm very easily with the same pressure down. And there was a lot of experiments done, scientific experiments with this. And it was always true. But the requirement was that the person with the arm and the person that is asking the question and testing are over 200 in the realm of truth and honesty. Then you can do it also using pendulum and also doing muscle testing yourself without the other person. But the other person is the most, neutral, most scientific, because the two people are involved and it's not only you. But the requirement is always the same, over 200 on the scale, and 80% of population are under 200. 80% of population are under 200. They don't care about truth. They don't care about honesty. They don't have values. They are selfish. And this is such planet. And it explains a lot.
Yeah, we learn that very often.
Yeah.
Okay, getting back to as a client, would you suggest any preparations before they had a session with you? I mean, is there learn to
Yes.
meditate or learn to relax? And
Yes. I had people who were addicts, like hardcore amphetamine addicts, alcoholics that are going, just starting recovery. And they were in very low vibration. And still, they had wonderful experience. Very healing, very transformative. What I recommend, usually waiting time after how I work is I have half-hour free consultation with anybody that is interested. To know me, to talk with me, half hour on Zoom, we talk. And sometimes we do some exercise to diagnose something. After that, there is a 3 to 4 weeks waiting time for the full session. And during this time, I recommend people in different ways to raise their vibration. Avoid low vibration lifestyle choices. So, for example, if they smoke, less smoking, any type of smoking. If they are eating fast food, stop eating less fast food for this preparation time. Start meditating, start going to the nature. I also send them special music, special meditations that they can practice, like Om, humming, ancient meditation from India, humming out loud Om mantra. Also listening to on the headphones, Theta brainwave music from reputable composer Jeffrey Thompson. And when they do this preparation, they will raise their vibration, and in the session, they will have higher vibration experience.
Yeah, that sounds like something, it sounds very good. It sounds like a normal, something we should maybe do into our daily practice.
Yes.
At any time. Okay, what questions have I not asked?
Well, what I have feeling to say is that to all listeners, that if you have any type of unexplained symptoms, physical, mental, or unexplained happenings in your life that you cannot wrap your head around. Your higher self have all the answers. Your higher self can heal and resolve any type of blind spots that you don't see, any type of blockages that are hidden in your unconscious. And you can reach out to me and I can assist you. Even with the free consultation, we can diagnose what is there. For example, it can be at cords, energetical cords with a very toxic person that you didn't cut, didn't remove the socket from your energetical field. It can be spirit attachment. 70% of population have spirit attachments, and almost nobody knows about it. And this is based not only on my practice, but it starts with Edith Fior in 60s. And many other psychiatrists that discovered that during work with hypnosis, they discovered that people have external energies attached to them, that they have consciousness. And that when they release them, when they release the attached spirits, all the schizophrenia, all the psychosis, all the suicidal thoughts, all the thoughts about changing the sex, gender, disappeared. And even physical symptoms. And it was documented in thousands of cases, like medical doctor, psychiatrist cases, that these uncurable by allopathic medicine can be cured, because the reason is spiritual, is energetical. So this is what I'm trying to educate people. If something doesn't work, more of it will not work also. So if you are taking medication, continue taking them, but don't expect that it will heal. It will just maintain the sick state. It doesn't heal. It helps you function. But the discomfort, the disease is just a symptom, the messenger about something deeper that you are not letting go, something deeper that you are not resolving, that is spiritual or energetical. And we healed the extreme case, we healed even dying patient, blood cancer patient. He was released from the hospital to make order in his affairs. They couldn't help him, stage 4 blood cancer. And during the session, we had 2 sessions. The higher self showed an enormous amount of guilt and shame that he was holding from his childhood, that was blocking the body from healing. It was like a great heaviness. And after a few months of releasing this, we released during the session, two sessions. Few months after, he sent me the photo, how he's on the cruise with his wife, enjoying life. Everything came to normal. So this was the most extreme example that spiritual energetical root causes are creating visible symptoms, diseases.
Am I able to self-evaluate sort of my vibrational level?
Well, yes, I can send you the technique, and you can ask first the easy questions, the questions that you may know the answer later, to test if you are in the light part of the scale, if you are possible to, if you have ability to do that now. I feel that yes, because you are interested in such things. But about the doing the technique, during asking the question, you need to be very contemplative, like blank mind, and only focus on the question and have no expectations of what will be the answer. Many times, Dr. Hawkins, when he was doing public speaking, the answer to questions were very unexpected for the mind. But later, with more research, was revealed to be true. So the human mind is like a tool, a very simple tool with a lot of mistakes, errors, biases. So we cannot depend on the mind for finding the truth. We need to depend on the higher self.
Right. Because I just think when somebody complains to me about my general demeanor or, my thought processes and things, and then when I contemplate it and I go, well, your complaint has no effect on me. I mean, I don't even think about the things that you're complaining about. They don't bother me one way or another. They don't affect me. So I didn't know if it was just a vibrational level to say that you're complaining about something every day that doesn't bother me because I don't think about those things.
Everybody's on different vibration level. And what we discovered in the sessions is that many times in long-time marriages, one person is not moving much and the other person is moving a lot on the scale up. And after a while, they don't have anything to talk about. They are like in different worlds. And sometimes the higher self recommends that why suffer?
Right.
Why suffer? Just let go of this person that is suffering with you, because you don't have anything in common anymore, and make space for another person that is on this level.
Okay, very good. Now, I know you've written the one book, Healing Soul Journey. Are you working on anything new? Or do you have more than one book?
Yes, there is a subtitle, book 1. I was actually, inspired by my higher self to write it, to share what we find out in this, experiential, beautiful soul journeys. The name of the book is Healing Soul Journeys. And I wrote there the most significant, remarkable sessions. Every chapter is a real story from the sessions that people like you and me, normal people, had. What higher self showed them, their memories of past lives. And we had, a range from other planets, other dimensions, angelic dimensions, Atlantis, this Earth, history, archangels, extraterrestrials, like whole gamut, whole spectrum of what we hear from the mystical past literature. Normal person now, because of the ascension of the earth, can have this mystical experience, healing experience, not only for fun, but for healing. And also there are, in every chapter, at the end, there are the teachings of the higher self that are general for everybody to improve their lives. And at the end of every chapter, there is a practice of some kind of meditation, contemplation, connected with the chapter, what people experience in the chapter. So everybody can also try by themselves to raise their vibration and connect with the source. And of course, this was like first book that I wrote. And, I have a lot of material every day, 15 people a week. And from these sessions, half of them are remarkable. Like something is there that anybody will benefit from reading. So I estimate there will be a lot of books, like, Dolores Cannon, she wrote books from the sessions. I'm doing the same. She wrote, for example, Convoluted Universe, 5 or 6 books. They were from the sessions, and I'm doing the same. I just feel this, inspiration that it's just laying down on my hard disk, this incredible experiences. All of them are recorded. Recordings are private. The person gets the recording. Some of them wants to share, but from this recording, I make transcription and change the name of the person, and I use it for the book. And it's helpful. People who read the book, they felt transformed, they felt their vibration raised, they felt very good. I have, after publishing 1 month ago, I have already 2 reviews on Amazon.com and 1 review on Amazon UK with, how wonderful the book is.
Okay. I have to get you on the New York Times bestseller.
Yes, I will sell so many books like Harry Potter.
We can only hope. Only hope.
Whatever happens, I surrender. Whatever happens is the best.
Very good. So, is there a message you would like to leave us with?
Well, the message is, everybody listening, you are powerful, multidimensional being that wanted to have a human experience that is very difficult, and you are very brave or silly soul to try that. But when you come here, you are not coming alone. Everybody has a light team. A light team composes of the higher self, the spirit guides, angels, protector angels, and ancestors. You are never alone. You can reach out for your support system, the light team, to guide you, to help you on your journey as human. So this is the message.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much, Alex. It's been informative. It's been enjoyable. Hopefully it makes us want to move on and raise our individual vibrations somewhat. So thank you for the discussion.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Is there a way people can reach you? It's in your bio, will be posted on the YouTube, but is there, you have a website?
Yes. So as I mentioned, I have a YouTube channel to which you can go through my website. My website is www.clarityhypnosis.eu, like Europe, not com, EU, like Europe, because I'm in Europe. So through this website, you can watch the videos on YouTube. You can reach me on Facebook. I post daily my findings from my daily sessions. So you can interact with me on Facebook. And if you like videos, you don't like reading, you can watch on the YouTube. But I like more writing and more, writing form. So I put every day at least one post from some experiences that I had that are interesting and can uplift people.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. We've enjoyed it immensely. And to all our other listeners, next Tuesday, we will have a new interview at 7 p.m. New York time. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.